How we doing, friends? We're back. Book it. We are doing another video. We are talking today about mother agents. What are they and how can they help you? I feel like there's a lot of terms in this industry that are just so ambiguous because a lot of people use them in different ways. Kind of like digitals. Some people call them Polaroids or Polas or Digis. Uh, just a lot of people use terms a lot of different ways, but the same for the same purpose. And a lot of people don't fully understand certain terms. So mother agency is the term for the day. So let's jump right into it. But before we do that, who are we? We're Book It. Book It is a channel where we are trying to deliver industry knowledge to you straightforward so that you have the information to navigate this industry the best you can and book work, get auditions, get jobs, get agencies, grow, and make this your career. So let's start off with a little bit of a definition, shall we? What is a mother agency? A mother agency is an agency that helps develop talent, manage them, place them in other markets, can be an intermediary of sorts if issues arise. But basically, they are the type of agency that new models will sign with usually as their first agency. Their goal as a mother agency is to help you grow, to expand your reach, to get you to book as much work as humanly possible. And to do that by being your go-to person. You go to them when you have questions. You go to them when you need guidance. That's what a mother agency is there to do. Now, sometimes there's different types of mother agencies when it comes to what roles they have. Sometimes a mother agency can operate just like any other agency where they can, book you on work, submit you for castings. They're basically what you would call a booking agency. But sometimes a mother agency could also be, more like a manager where their job is to really be like one-on-one with you, help you out, place you, guide you, set you up with test shoots, get you opportunities, get you in the door, build connections for you, but they don't book you on work. They're more of a mother to you to guide you along your journey as a model. Sometimes people might also think that a mother agency is called that. Like they call themselves a mother agency, or in your contract somewhere, it's going to say mother agency deal. That's not true. What you'll likely find in most contracts, not all, sometimes they will say mother agency relationship, but more often than not, you might find something like worldwide exclusive, nationwide exclusive. That means mother agency. Because what they want to do is they want to have basically the executive rights to manage your career over the entire territory, which would be the world or the nation. They may not be able to book you on work nationwide because they may not have that reach, but their reach would ideally include something like being able to place you with agencies nationwide or worldwide. Like you are a runway model and they can get you with an agency in Milan and Paris, and they could get you there. Now, they would be your mother agent even to the agencies that you are working with abroad or in other markets here in the States. So again, as the name suggests, mother agency, they're gonna mother you, they're gonna mother your career across the globe, across the nation. So then what is a non-mother agency relationship? Well, that is basically a relationship contract with you as a model where they are relegated to either a specific genre of work, like they only submit you for theatrical work or runway work, or they're relegated to a specific territory, say the Northern California Bay Area, or just Southeast, like Florida and those states and those clients over there. If you have a relationship, a non-mother agency relationship with a client, they are going to be more business to business with you, not so nurturing, if you will, maybe. Because you don't have a mother agency relationship with you, they're not in charge of your career. What they do want to do is they want to help you get as much work as humanly possible in their market and in their field. But they're not trying to manage your career across the nation because you already have a mother agency relationship. That's assuming you already have a mother agency relationship. So when you already have a mother agent and you sign with another agency in a non-mother agency relationship, what that non-mother agency relationship is going to expect is they're going to expect your mother agency to know exactly what it is that needs to be done. Their knowledge, their skill, their understanding of the market that they just placed their model in, you in. And that's why a non-mother agency relationship might sound a little colder, might be a little less nurturing, because you already have a mother agency that should be doing all that for you. So I think the biggest difference with a mother agency relationship, non-mother agency relationships, and all of that, I think the biggest difference is the money. And you may not even know this as a model. You might not have ever thought about it or even quite frankly asked or understood it. But it's a business to business relationship. And frankly, you aren't involved in the money per se. Now, what you should know is you should know that when you are with an agency, you are charged basically a talent commission for every job that you book, right? If you don't know that, check out my video on talent commissions and the various fees associated with being with a modeling agency. Your talent commission is the main fee that every agency is always going to take. You're always going to be out about 20% for the jobs that you book, especially here in the States and the United States. I know that talent commission can look a little different in other parts of the world, but here in America, it's 20%. So when I say the business to business relationship is where the money differs, is really as it comes down to how that talent commission is divvied up to the agencies. So you as a model are always out 20% of every job, okay? A mother agency, if they're a booking mother agent, right? Every job that they book you on is going to take 20% of a job, and they're going to keep that 20%. Well, if that mother agency places you with another agency in another market, that agency that they placed you with is actually going to split your talent commission with the mother agency. So if your mother agent books you on a job, they get 20%. This agency that they placed you with, every job that they book you on, they're only going to get 10% of your 20%, and they're going to send the other 10% back to the mother agent. That is the fee that the mother agency gets because of all the nurturing that they did for you, because of the book building, because they helped build your portfolio, because they're managing your calendar and they helped get you placed and ready and developed to work in that market. That's the added fee that a mother agency gets. So it behooves a mother agent to want to place you as a model with other agents that book you on jobs, because when they book you on work, that mother agent continues to get paid. So knowing that a mother agent gets half of the commission that the placement agency is going to get from every job that they book you on, now you can see a little bit about why they may not be as invested in you when it comes to nurturing you or building your portfolio or doing all the things that your mother agency is supposed to do, because they aren't making as much money off of you. Now, don't take that personally. It really just has to do with business. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the difference between a mother agency and a manager, but I do want to point out one specific difference that I think is pertinent to the term mother agency manager, because I think they often get intertwined and people don't always understand. A mother agency will split a talent commission, as I said, with the placement agency, and they will take that 20% out. And you're only ever out 20% when you have mother agency deals. However, a manager doesn't split your talent commission. A manager generally will take an additional 10% out of every job that you book. So if you're already out 20% because that agency takes your talent commission, your 20%, a manager is going to take an additional 10% out and then you're out 30% in total for every job. Now, again, I don't want to get too in-depth as to the differences on that. I'll make another video later about that, especially if you are really curious, leave it in the comments and I will know to make that a sooner video rather than later. But again, so much of these relationships are really boiled down to the money. And that's why I wanted to spend a moment here to talk about the money and the business to business and the percentages so that you understand those relationships when it comes to the terms mother agency and the manager. So when we talk about contracts, and we go back to talking about contracts, you as a model are basically signing a mother agency contract like any other modeling contract that you maybe have ever seen or may not have ever seen. But they're usually still pretty standard. They're usually 2 to 3 years. They usually renew automatically every year for 1 additional year. If you wanted to cancel a contract or end a contract agreement, you have to send notice usually 3 or 4 months before the end of your contract period. But those contracts are usually pretty standard. You don't usually get to negotiate what type of talent commission you're going to get. That's standard across the industry, and they're probably not going to change that for you. And if you're a new model, you're probably going to have a lot less leg to stand on when you talk about the term limits, the dates, like 2-3 years of your contract, than if you're a veteran model who had a lot more say and a lot more to bring to the table right off the bat. A veteran model might be able to say, I want to try this for 1 year. Can we do 1 year? Or I want to do 2 instead of 3. They might be able to do that because they're a veteran and they have a little bit more pull than a new model would. But when a mother agency places you with other agencies, they are going to make sure that that contract is up to snuff for you as well. They're going to outline the territories of that contract, of what that agency is going to be allowed to work with you on. They're going to make sure that there isn't any overlap with other agencies that could cause conflict. They're going to make sure that you are as best protected as possible when you are signed with that agency. It's going to be in your best interest, and frankly, it's going to be in their best interest. So ultimately, I just wanted to state that mother agency contracts and modeling contracts, they're the same contracts. It's just sometimes it's the word in there. Remember, sometimes it says mother agency relationship, sometimes it says exclusive. So just be on the lookout for that. And if you have any questions, if you ever have any questions about what type of relationship you're getting involved with an agency, when you meet with them, ask them, is this a mother agency relationship? Like, would you be my mother agent? So make sure that you are understanding of that, especially if it is your first contract that you are signing. If you already have a contract with an agency and you've never asked that question, ask them now. Go ask them now. Make sure that you are not stepping on any toes. Because at the crux of the matter, if you have a mother agency contract and you sign an exclusive nationwide or worldwide deal, you should not be submitting yourself to other agencies. Your mother agency should be in charge of doing that for you. So if you start doing that yourself and you didn't understand that the relationship that you have with your current agency is a mother agency deal, maybe they just, forgot to tell you, maybe it slipped your head, maybe it slipped their head, I don't know. But if you start crossing boundaries, that's a quick way to, fray a relationship. So let me outline a little bit more about how a mother agency can help you. Well, the first one is about development, guidance, and direction. Okay, when you sign, especially as a new model, they're going to be really in charge of developing you. Their job is to tell you what you need to be a better model. Kind of like what I'm doing here with this channel. They're going to say, we need you to test shoot. We need you to get images to build out a really good, diverse portfolio. We need you to get some digitals. We need you to really understand your market. We need to figure out what your market might be. So we want to put you out in as many different types of categories to figure that out. Or maybe they already know exactly what kind of category you should be. You should be doing beauty. You have striking facial features, and we want to really hit that market for you first. Well, A mother agent is going to try and give you that direction. They're going to say, get these types of pictures, shoot with these types of photographers. I'm going to build your book for you. And then, we're going to really try and push you out into the market and try and get as much traction from you as possible. That is the first step for really you becoming a model in any space, is building a portfolio. The next is going to be about like direction and guidance. If you have questions about what things mean or how things are working, you should be able to have an open conversation with them. You should be able to talk to them about, why am I getting 20% taken out of my fee, out of my rate here, and then I see that you have 20% taken out over here in what's called an agency fee. Well, you clearly don't understand the difference between a talent commission and an agency fee. So a mother agent would ideally help you understand that. Or you can go back to my video and I explain it right here as well. These all sound like things that your mother does for you, right? They are there to mother you. They are there to point you in the right direction so that you can take off with your model wings and grow and be the best model you can possibly be. Because whether you're booking work with them or you're booking work with another agency, they are making money off of you, and that's ultimately what they want. The second one, placement and contracts. Now, you may think that I've already covered this in the video, but I want to talk a little bit more about it. Because as we've already mentioned, their job is to help place you with other agencies. They're there to help place you and get you signed with other agencies. The mother agency's role is to have those connections to get you in the door, not to just be someone who goes on an agency's website and fills out the form online and just puts you in with all the other applicants that are applying for representation. A mother agency, a good mother agency, has the connections to get you in the door. They have the direct email to the scouting department or to the main board, to the development board director, and say, hey, I've got this great model. I would love for you to meet with them. That's what a mother agency should have. They should have that connection. Next is when they do place you, they're going to iron out the contracts for you so that you don't potentially run into any issues with overlap. And when I talk about issues with overlap, I mean multiple agencies submitting on the same projects. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Because if you have multiple agencies submitting on the same projects, whether they're via the casting sites, whether they are via, crossover territories, you're going to have one agency ultimately be pissed if they both submitted you, but only one of them gets the commission. A good mother agent is going to iron out what these territories are so that if something like this ever does happen, they could clearly go to the contract and say, hey, listen, this project goes to this agency. This is in their territory. You shouldn't have been submitting in the first place. You're out of it because your mother agency is taking care of it. And the agencies all understand, yeah, we get it. It's in the contract. Our bad. Let's move on. But if that wasn't ironed out because either you took it upon yourself to sign with these agencies or your mother agency didn't do a good enough job, then you're going to have some trouble. Now, just because you have a mother agency, does that mean that you get placed anytime, anywhere, whenever you say? No. Let me explain to you when a mother agent might deem that you are ready to be placed. First, especially if you're a new model, first, you are going to need to be established in the market that you are currently in. If you live here in LA and you're only getting bookings maybe once every couple of months, it may not be time for you to start trying to branch out to other markets because you haven't fully established yourself here yet. You don't have the contracts, the work experience, the relationships here to really branch out. You might be taking on more than you can chew if you're trying to build relationships in multiple markets without having either one of them fully established yet. So you should really have a really good sense of the market that you're currently in, good relationships with the casting directors, some good repeat clients. You should have a really good relationship with your agent where you are communicating well, you're getting the images that are required, and they can trust you and you can trust them before you're ready to branch out and get placed with another agency. Okay, so let's say you check off all of those things. The second thing they're probably going to need from you before they place you is they're probably going to need you to get images of the market that you're going into. So again, let's say you're here in LA and you have all the work, you have all the clients, you have the relationships, you have the trust. Now you want to say you want to go to New York. Well, the book that you spent all this time developing here in LA is not going to be the same type of book that they're going to need for you in New York. So you're going to need to start testing and building a book ready for New York. Again, your mother agency is designed to help you get there and develop you so that once you get to a new market, you're ready to rock and roll. You're ready to work. So that means that any agency that would want to meet with you is going to do so with the express written understanding that you have a mother agency and your mother agency is in charge of developing you. So they're going to want to see New York style images in your book before you meet with them probably. I say probably about everything because not everything is set in stone. But that's how I operated at the agency. And if I knew that I was only going to take 10% out of the 20% possible of a model's talent commission as being a placement agency, then I was going to damn well make sure that that mother agency was going to take care of that model's development and their portfolio building. You can do that by doing a small stint in that market before you're ready to move there, or even meet with agencies possibly. So you could go to New York for 2 or 3 months, spend that time testing with local photographers, building connections, and just understanding the city. Those are the types of things that you could do to ensure that that's a market that you're ready to work in and potentially live in. And it helps you get your book off the ground before you're ready to start meeting with agencies. And then I think it's important to note that when you get placed with a new agency in a new market, the best way to make that work for you is to spend time there. You can't just sign with an agency in New York and live here in LA and think that that agency is going to book you on work left and right without you ever stepping foot there and being a local for even for a little bit. So if you're going to get placed in New York, they're going to want you to move there for a little bit, maybe a month at a time, maybe 3 months at a time. Maybe you just decide to go full blown and move there for a year, whatever it is. But you need to be there so that you could start meeting with casting directors, with clients, try and get some direct bookings. And you do all of that so that when you leave and come back to your home, which may be here in LA, that you have people out there in New York who know you, who have seen your face, who have met you, and they can say, oh yeah, we know she lives in LA, we know he lives in LA, but we met them, we love them, we think they're perfect for this project, let's book them. That's what a good mother agency is going to do and prepare you for. Because if they just want to sign you out to as many agencies in the world as possible without giving you that direction, then quite frankly, you're just not probably going to get that much work. That agency is probably not going to be able to get you that work. They may not want to get you that work, or they may not be able to get you that work if you aren't going through the steps required to actually make their lives easier to get you on set in that market. Okay, so the third way that mother agencies can help you is just really about their network. It's about their ability, whether structurally as an agency, take IMG or Next, who have agencies all across the world, Wilhelmina, that if you sign with one of their local offices, you're likely to have an easier time getting into their other markets, say IMG, Next, Wilhelmina here in LA, They could say, okay, you do good here, we're gonna get you in with the next agency over in New York. Then we're gonna get you in Miami. Then we're gonna get you in Paris and Milan. A big agency like that has a lot of great opportunities, but they also have big rosters and they expect a lot out of you. A smaller mother agency local to your hometown might have fewer of those connections, but they still have a lot of ways to get you indoors where you need to be. And they will likely also have a little bit more of a personal touch with their relationship with you. So don't knock it. Don't think that going with like a Wilhelmina is the only way to get your way to, New York or overseas. And don't think that a small agency means small work. That's not always the case. Ultimately, you would rather have a small agency that pushes you hard than a big agency that doesn't even know you exist. So again, mother agencies can be a really daunting task to try and tackle and explain. And I kind of struggled outlining this video because there's so many different ways to kind of talk about it that, it's not just a cut and dry. It's not just A plus B equals C, 2 times 2 equals 4. It's not always like that. But I did the best I could to try and explain the different variables and the different variations of what mother agencies can do for you, as well as, what a good mother agency and maybe a bad mother agency might look like. I hope that this helps. I hope that you are able to navigate the industry just a little bit better after this video. And if it did, and you do, then please subscribe. Please show me your love. I love making these videos and I want to keep making more. And I'm always dropping new videos every Wednesday, so check back in with me. And, until the next one, I just appreciate you. Good luck out there, and go book some work, go sign with some agencies, and crush it.